Just the dorm?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, everything's labeled in there. Let's see if you have any questions.
Okay, thank you.
Food insecurity is a lack of access to healthy, varied, and culturally relevant food, or culturally appropriate food. So, a lot of people aren't able to consistently find the transportation to go get healthy food, to be able to eat fruits and vegetables and have a sort of balanced diet. So a lot of people are left to convenience store food typically. Around 25% of college students are food insecure. Before we started, OSU had the 1 year live-on requirement, and they did a food insecurity survey. OSU Student Life did a food insecurity survey right before the 2 year live-on requirement, and when they did that, they found a food insecurity rate of around 18%.
What are you most excited about?
So first of all, I think that food insecurity is a huge underreported and under-addressed issue on Ohio State University's campus. And I think that that's true not only with the student population, but also with staff and faculty, and particularly adjunct faculty. Students from disadvantaged or marginalized backgrounds, so your first generation students, students of color, LGBTQ sometimes as well, tend to have higher rates of food insecurity. And so that, I think, is where campus food insecurity links into food justice, is that we see that the populations most impacted or disproportionately impacted are going to be populations that have been systematically disenfranchised from accessing food, from producing food, from owning farms, things like that throughout history. My solution is to give people free housing. I think housing is the solution to food insecurity. I don't think that the solution to food insecurity is necessarily working in the food system. Today, the biggest expense is housing. All right, and so people who are poor and are food insecure are often choosing between three things. They're choosing between health care, they're choosing between housing, and they're choosing between food. And where you are in your life influences which is your number one priority and which one gets thrown by the wayside. We're already starting to address the healthcare piece as a nation. That could go away given the political climate, but we're thinking about that. What we have not done a good job of is thinking about housing. We have an affordable housing crisis in our country. We have witnessed in our lifetimes pretty much the demise of public housing. Now you have public-private partnerships, and you have Section 8, and you don't have enough units, and you have people on massive waiting lists, people who qualify, but aren't able to access the service. We are the wealthiest country in the world. We have the smartest people in the world living in this country. And this is a problem that we should be able to solve, and we can't solve it because we're selfish, in my opinion. And I really think it's a moral problem.
Best Food Forward is a sort of food cooperative on campus that works to increase student access to healthy food. Yeah, we basically sort of work like a bulk buying organization. We organize a bunch of students, have them vote on what foods they want, and then we buy them direct from local wholesalers and farms and bring it to students for about half the cost of the grocery store. We're doing about 250 people a month. Well, actually a little over that, maybe 300 to 400 people a month. So that's like about $6 per person on average, so like $1,800 a month, and that equates to about a couple tons of food each month of just produce.
I'll go out.
This is actually a pound. I just feel like I got it out on the first try, and that deserves some.
We did a survey last year on who would identify themselves as food insecure, and about 30% of our buyers said that they would be food insecure. And we don't ask flat out because that's a very touchy subject, but I think that for people who are food insecure and people who even aren't, it just changes up the variety in their diet. We have people who've bought with us and they don't really cook, and so they get our recipes and get our packages and try something new that they never would have thought of. Especially we're partnering with the health plan at OSU, which serves the labor union workers, or the unionized workers, and a lot of them have never seen a smoothie or like have never tasted a certain food, and they're really turned off by it at first, but like as the weeks have progressed, we've really seen a lot of people opening up to new foods, and like people's hypertension has gotten better, people have lost weight, and like really amazing things like that.
The concept's great. You know, making fresh, healthy food available to people who are food insecure is awesome because, you know, often we tend to eat much higher calorie, less healthy diets because bad food is cheaper than good food, right?
I'm gonna use all of it. No, you're definitely going to use a lot of it.
I buy pretty much every week because I love my dorm package. It's really helped me a lot because I have a lot of food allergies. I'm gluten intolerant and I have nut allergy, so like eating on campus is a little bit difficult, and I grew up eating a lot of fresh produce, and so the varied options that they have here that like you can't always find in the dining hall, and it's fresh and you have it immediately at your dorm, it's just been really helpful for me.